page 3, in 1928, The Open Conspiracy, Blueprints for a World Revolution by H.G. Wells is published, a former Fabian socialist, and this is what he wrote. The political world of the into an open conspiracy must weaken, efface, incorporate, and supersede existing governments. And then there was continuation, there are 3 dots. The open conspiracy is the natural inheritance of socialist and communist enthusiasm. It may be in control of Moscow before it is in control of New York. The character of the open conspiracy will now be plainly displayed. And that he left out there some dots. It will be a world religion. And that's what he said here on page 3. That this is a world religion. And it was designed to be worshiped. And I told you who's behind it. The devil is behind it. On page 7, and this was in 1959, it says the mid-century challenge to U.S. foreign policy is published. Now these are published articles that he took these comments from, or books. And it was sponsored by the Rockefeller Brothers Fund. It explains that the U.S. cannot escape, and indeed should welcome, then there were some things he didn't put in, the task which history has imposed on us. This is the task of helping to shape a new world order in all of its dimensions: spiritual, economic, political, and social. Now, I had not read this article before yesterday. I don't know if this man is, whether they're familiar with the scripture or not, but that's exactly what we see happening before our very eyes. They're trying to control. They want a one-world religion. They want a one-world social system. They want one-world government. And they want a one-world economy. Socialism all the way. It has been planned. They have planned this for a long time. That's why some of them are saying, I see the new world order coming into view. And so when we look at Revelation, now, like I said, I didn't have to read this to know that, because I've been reading Revelation for a long time. It's here in the book. So whether I'd read this or not, or this man had written this or not, it's in the Bible. Very plainly taught in the Bible. And so it says now in verse 11, in verse 12, 13, and 14. I know I'm going back over this a lot because there's more information that I'd like to add to what I've said previously and what we've studied. He said, and I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship. That's spiritual. See, worship is something that is spiritual. And so this beast, this government, this one world government is going to be an object of worship. People are going to worship the head of their government. They have done it before. They did it to the Caesars, and they're going to do it to these new Caesars. He said now they're going to worship, dwell there, and to worship the first beast which deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Now, this individual is going to have supernatural power. He's the devil's man. This government is devilish. This beastly government is satanic. This beastly government is occultic. It wants no religion to stand. I've said this before. It doesn't make any difference whether you're Baptist. It doesn't make any difference whether you're Methodist. It doesn't make any difference whether you're Catholic. It makes no difference whether you're Muslim. It makes no difference whether you're Hindu. It makes no difference whether you're rich or whether you're poor or whether you think you're big time, small time, famous or infamous. It makes no difference. So if you think that in you and your religion that you're going along with this faith-based initiative, that it's going to be better for you than anybody else, you are absolutely wrong. There will only be one favored religion, and that's the religion of the devil, the religion of the beast. They shall worship the beast, no matter what language or what religion you're in or what nation you live in or where you go. And he said that he's going to do great wonders. And he's going to have the ability to make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth. Now, how do you deceive a person? This word deceive means that a person believes something that is true, believes something is true when it's false. They sincerely believe it. There are some people who sincerely believe that world government will be a good thing. They have been deceived. If you read this article here, and it's something I think that most people that have an honest heart can acknowledge, it goes back to education. They're educating, as I've said, global citizens. They plan, the NEA plan, the same people plan to have the NEA, and the NEA is an arm and an implement of the New World Order, this world government. They want to take your children. They have taken your children, and they have taken your children and they have socialized them. They have taught them in the way that they want them to learn. And this article cites the sources of the comments that they have made. It was planned. It was planned that your children spend more time with the facilitators, the teachers in the school than they spend with you. You out there working hard, many hours to pay your tax. When you get home, you're tired, and with all the hassle that you went through, trying to survive, get food and shelter, and all day long, 5 days a week, they're brainwashing your children. They have more influence on how they turn out than you do. And they even said, you spend 1 hour in church and you spend all the time you spend in school, how are you going to influence your child as much as the teacher 1 or 2 hours a week when we've got them 5 days a week, 6 and 7 hours a day from the time they're 5 years old? This conspiracy has been going on for a long, long time. So that's what we have. That's what we see coming to